Hi everyone, I am Chris. Welcome to this channel. Today, I will talk about the topic on retaining internal audit talents. Let's start with a moment of reflection. Think about your internal audit team. Think about your top performer, the one with sharp analytical skills, great business acumen, and the respect of management. Now, imagine that person handing in their resignation. What would you do? How long would it take to replace them? And what would be the cost, not just in recruitment fees, but in lost knowledge, stalled projects, and weakened stakeholder relationships? This isn't a hypothetical scenario. It's a reality facing our profession every day. Top audit talent is in high demand, and they are being actively poached by the very business units we audit. Today, we are not going to talk about plugging leaks. We are going to talk about building a fortress. We will explore how to transform your internal audit function from a compliance checkpoint into a strategic talent incubator. A place where the best and brightest don't just come to work, but choose to stay and build their careers. We will cover 5 pillars for retaining internal audit talent. By the end, you will have a concrete, actionable blueprint to not only stop the bleed, but to attract and keep the talent that will define your team's future. Let's begin. Pillar 1. Making the work meaningful and impactful. The first and perhaps most important pillar is about the work itself. Let's be honest. The old stereotype of the auditor as a corporate police officer focused only on finding faults is a recipe for disengagement and turnover. The new generation of talent wants to see the impact of their work. They want to be problem solvers, not just problem finders. So how do we make the work meaningful? First, shift from an assurance-only mindset to an advisory-focused one. Instead of just reporting what's wrong, empower your team to provide practical, business-oriented recommendations. Ask them, how can we help management achieve their objectives more efficiently and with less risk? This changes the entire dynamic of the conversation. Second, diversify your audit plan. Don't let your team get stuck in a cycle of auditing the same areas year after year. Integrate forward-looking and exciting topics. Think about cybersecurity, data privacy, artificial intelligence ethics, ESG, environmental, social, and governance, and third-party risk. This keeps skills fresh and the work intellectually stimulating. And third, consider adopting agile auditing. This isn't just a buzzword. Agile involves shorter planning cycles, known as sprints, and daily stand-up meetings. It increases engagement, provides faster feedback, and makes auditors feel more connected to the final outcome. They are no longer a small cog in a year-long audit. They are integral to a dynamic, fast-moving team. The message here is simple. Boredom is a retention risk. Challenging, varied, and impactful work is a powerful retention tool. Pillar 2. Investing in professional growth. If Pillar 1 is about the what, Pillar 2 is about the who. Stagnation is a primary driver of turnover. The most talented auditors are inherently curious and driven to learn. If they feel their skills are becoming obsolete, they will leave. Your role is to be the chief architect of their growth. This starts with creating clear and multiple career paths. Not everyone wants to be or should be the chief audit executive. We need career lattices, not just a single ladder. Define paths for the technical expert who loves deep dive audits, for the people leader who excels at managing teams, and for the future advisor who may rotate into the business. Which brings me to the single most powerful retention tool at your disposal. The Rotations Program. Imagine 2 types of rotations. First, inbound rotations, where you bring high-potential employees from the business, from finance, marketing, operations, into your audit team for 12 to 18 months. They bring invaluable business knowledge and become lifelong allies for the audit function. But the real game changer is the outbound rotation. This is where you allow your best auditors to spend 12 to 18 months working in a business unit, in finance, in supply chain, in IT security. Why is this so powerful? It tells your auditor, loudly and clearly, we are invested in your long-term career, even if that career eventually takes you beyond this department. It is the ultimate expression of trust and development. And guess what? Many of them will come back with a deeper business understanding that makes them even better auditors. Finally, invest in future skills training. Fund certifications like CIA, CISA, CISSP, and CFE. Provide mandatory training in data analytics, data visualization with tools like Tableau and Power BI, and process automation. Equip them with the skills that the market values and show them you are committed to keeping them at the forefront of the profession. Pillar 3. Fostering and empowering culture. We've talked about the work and the growth. Now let's talk about the environment. The famous saying is true. People don't leave companies, they leave managers. Culture is everything. You must consciously cultivate a learning versus blaming culture. When an audit issue is missed, the response should not be, who is to blame? But what in our process failed, and how can we learn from it? This psychological safety is non-negotiable for a high-performing team. Next, empower your people with autonomy. Trust your senior auditors and managers to run their audits. Provide guidance and oversight, but avoid micromanagement. Give them ownership of their areas and the freedom to innovate in their approach. An empowered employee is an engaged employee, and we must talk about recognition. The annual review is not enough. Recognition must be frequent, specific, and heartfelt. Publicly acknowledge a job well done in a team meeting. Fight for spot bonuses for exceptional performance on a particularly difficult audit. And provide continuous, constructive feedback that helps people grow, not just at year-end. Finally, be the guardian of work-life balance. Audit can have intense, busy periods. Be proactive. Monitor workloads. Encourage people to actually use their vacation time. Offer flexibility in working hours and location. Actively watch for signs of burnout and address them. A burned-out auditor is a future former auditor. Pillar 4. Offering competitive compensation and benefits. Now let's address the elephant in the room: money. All the great culture and interesting work in the world won't matter if your compensation is not competitive. This is the foundation. You cannot build a fortress on sand. This requires discipline. You must benchmark salaries annually. Not every 2 or 3 years. Annually. Ensure your compensation packages are at or above the market median for your industry and location. This includes both base salary and bonus potential. But be smarter about how you pay. Tie compensation to value, not just activity. Don't just reward someone for completing audits on time. Reward them for the quality of their insights, for positive feedback from stakeholders, for developing a new data analytics script that saves hundreds of hours, for mentoring a junior team member. Link financial incentives directly to the behaviors and outcomes you want to encourage, and don't underestimate a strong benefits package. A robust health insurance plan, a generous retirement contribution, and a dedicated professional development fund can be the deciding factor for a candidate choosing between your offer and another. Pillar 5. The role of leadership. We've arrived at our final pillar, and in many ways it is the one that binds all the others together: leadership, specifically the role of the Chief Audit Executive. The CAE cannot be just a manager of audits. They must be a talent champion. Their most important job is to mentor their team, advocate for their careers across the organization, and fight for their promotions and compensation in the C-suite. The CAE is also the chief storyteller. It is their responsibility to constantly communicate the why, connect the team's daily work to the company's overall strategy, help them see how their audit of a manufacturing plant links to the company's goal of operational excellence, show them how their review of a new software ties into the digital transformation strategy. When people understand their purpose, they find deeper meaning in their work. And ultimately, the CAE is the brand manager for the internal audit function. They must work tirelessly to build strong, respectful relationships with the audit committee and senior management. They must position internal audit as a valued business partner. When the team sees that their function is respected and sought after, it creates a powerful sense of pride that is incredibly sticky. Let's bring this all together. Retaining internal audit talent is not about one single trick. It's a holistic strategy built on these 5 pillars. 1. Meaningful work that provides insight. 2. Unwavering investment in growth. 3. A supportive and empowering culture. 4. Competitive compensation. 5. And visionary leadership that ties it all together. There is one ultimate test for whether your strategy is working. Ask yourself these 2 questions. First, are your best auditors being actively recruited by the business units you audit? If the answer is yes, congratulations. You are developing fantastic, business-savvy talent. You are running an effective talent incubator. Now the second, more important question. When they are recruited, do they choose to stay? If they do, you have successfully built a fortress. You have created a function that is more attractive than the opportunities outside of it. So my challenge to you today is this. Don't just be a consumer of talent. Be a creator of it. Start building your talent incubator. Pick one pillar, just one, to focus on this quarter. Maybe it's launching a pilot rotation program. Maybe it's conducting a compensation benchmark study. Maybe it's simply changing the tone of your next team meeting to focus on learning. The war for talent is real, but the battle is won not with counter-offers, but with culture, purpose, and a profound commitment to your people's growth. Thank you for your time and attention. If you found this video is useful, please do share it with your friends and colleagues, and feel free to subscribe to this channel. Hope to see you again. Have a nice day.